everybody, welcome back to another Random Sam Epic Mom book review time. Alright, so normally if a book is in part of a series, I usually start with the first book in the series. This time I'm not going to do that because all these books are awesome. So, author is Zoe Chant. Most of her books you can get online for ebook, mostly ebooks, but I like paper books, so I got almost all of her books paperback. So, alright. She mostly deals with shapeshifters. So it's not just like werewolves or anything like that. It's just shapeshifters are all sorts, kinds. And in her world, there are regular shapeshifters with regular animals. There are mythical shapeshifters, all that. But in this story, it's all about Merlin. Not the legendary Merlin. No. Merlin Merrick is our main character. Now, Merlin was captured with his buddies, his marine buddies, and experimented on by a rogue government group of wizard scientists. And they turned him into a velociraptor. Well, just a raptor in general, because he can change his size. He can be small little raptor or huge raptor. So getting to be a dinosaur is kind of, wow, go figure. So he's got some special abilities. He's also got a special power that he can make people think that he's somebody else. They're imagining him as somebody else. He doesn't do anything to actually change himself, but they perceive him as somebody else. So it's kind of weird. Now, his teammates, because they are now, got a bodyguard protection agency, hence the whole Defenders Raptor book. Alright, so Merlin has for years told all of his friends stories of growing up in the circus. And they all thought he was making up stories, that he's just a liar, he's just, trying to redirect things. Well, the circus is in town. And the new client that has just showed up, Dolly, had her grandma's necklace stolen by some pigeons. So she shows up to try and get help. And he's like, circus is in town, and I'm pretty sure I know who stole your necklace. It's a trick done by shapeshifters in the crime circus. By the way, that's the circus I was raised in. Guys, I wasn't telling stories. But here's something. The crime circus is run by shifters. So, even though everybody thought, he never knew about shifters, he'd grown up with shifters. So it's going to give a whole big backstory of Merlin's in this book. Dolly is ex-military also, so she's going to have that. They're going to fall in love, find that connection. The wizard scientists are still going to try and capture Merlin, get him to have to agree to work with them. Merlin is obsessed with finding a magical pet. I mean, it's all things just coming together. In this book, Merlin is going to get his magical pet. It's not going to be the one he expected. Dolly, before she even meets Merlin, ends up with a magical pet that the wizard scientists are trying to recapture, which again leads to her trying to get protection for that. Hence Defenders, the protection agency. And it's just so hilarious because, again, all the characters interact with characters from previous books, and any one of these books can be a standalone book. But if you read them in order, you get more of a feel for it and the backstory, and it's great. But in this one, you just gotta like Merlin. Merlin has pretty much tried to put himself out there. Throughout the story, you see that he's taken those extra steps. He has tried to find ways to make himself invaluable to his teammates. He's tried to be there for his teammates. And he's constantly being kind of put to the side as being them thinking he's irresponsible, them thinking that he's, just making things up as a liar. And he doesn't always say things in the correct way. So everybody's like, oh my God, he's just being so, heartless, or he doesn't understand. And that's not the way it is. So in this one, if nothing else, Merlin has to go through a lot of soul searching in a very compressed amount of time, because one of the reasons he left the circus is because he wasn't a shapeshifter, and his adopted mom, who owns the circus, wanted him to be her heir, and nobody wanted him to be the heir with him not being a shifter. Well, now he's a shifter, he could take over the circus. He has to decide, is he going to stay with his friends and continue to be part of Defenders, or is he going to go back to the circus? He's got to make decisions. This, starting off with Dali, she's got to face, finding her spot after being in the Navy. She's got to figure out what really works for her, but if she really wants to have this relationship with Merlin. And again, when we hit those crossroads of our lives, it seems like we don't ever have just one decision to make. And that's kind of what this book was all about, because it's really easy when you're having everything go smoothly and you have one thing, hey, do I take this promotion? Hey, do I do this? Hey, do I move here? What am I going to do? When everything's going smoothly, it's easier to make those decisions. But when everything's happening at once, and it almost always happens when it's a major life decision, that you're going to get hit with several major life decisions, it's harder to know what the right path is, because either way is going to take a drastic change. It's not going to be one way or the other. So for Dolly, her choices are going to be stay with Merlin and possibly join him in the circus, or stay with him with Defenders. Is she willing to take the risk of starting a relationship to really embrace all the craziness? Or is she going to cut him free so she doesn't have to risk her heart and he doesn't have to feel like he's being trapped? So that in itself is like, whoa, major. And a lot of romance books really focus on the female's point of view, but this one I really loved because it was very much Merlin. Merlin got pulled in this book so many different directions, being there for his teammates, letting them know what his powers are, really letting them realize the true amazing person he is, because they don't realize all the different things he's done to try and be there for them, all the extra little steps that they haven't noticed, and just how he's emotionally been there for the teammates without them realizing it. And how he's trying to, get control of his Raptor shifter side. And it's, again, trying to decide your future of which path to take while finding that one person that you're meant for. Juggling that all together is not easy, guys. Anything in life is never going to be easy if it truly matters. But this book, it really kind of emphasized that. So if you guys get a chance, please give it a read. Again, it is Defender Raptor. This one is in their whole series of bodyguards and such. But Zoe Chant has a wonderful writing style. I love that she takes the shifters and the magical and all that and throws it in everyday things. And for the most part, I love any type of romance books, but with hers, I love that her stories take the male perspective and shows that, especially with a lot of her stories having vets in it, and a lot of the issues that they might have with vets who have had amputations done, who are dealing with scars, who have deal with PTSD, to just having basic, tough guys having to be the tough guy, but still deal with everything in their lives. I love that she really shows that perspective, because just because you can transform into a dragon or a wolf or a bear or whatever doesn't mean you don't still have feelings, and doesn't mean you're not still going to have to work on a relationship. And it doesn't mean you're not still gonna, just because you are a magical creature, does not mean you're not gonna still screw up and have miscommunications. So again, I love her books because, again, all the little pitfalls you're gonna have in a real relationship, you're gonna find in the books. So please, get out there, give Zoe Chan a read if you have not read her before. If you have read her before, please let me know what your favorite book of hers is. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Get out there, read something, you guys. A book is always a perfect accessory. See you guys again soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube. And give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.